All right, so there were two major issues that pissed off the MSF community yesterday. So we're going to be talking about that in today's video. The first one that we're going to talk about is going to be the Sword Satellite leaderboards here. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is the month-long event, because players are rightfully upset. And the thing about it is that these things that are at issues are really kind of seem like minor problems or easy things to fix, I should say, right? It shouldn't really be that complex for them to do, but somehow they still keep on screwing up leaderboards. And the month-long event seems, once again, that it's just hard for players to be able to finish it, even though they feel like they're doing everything in the game. But the first thing here, let's talk about this. This is from Bloodshed MSF here, which talks about the Sword Satellite leaderboards. And what's mentioned here is this: Sword Satellite rewards are delivered, and they didn't even give a damn about the ties. I am at number 1046, but I have the same points with the person that's at 996. We did the same points, we killed the same rooms, we killed the same characters. So what is the difference? In which area did I fail that the game listed me as 1046? I can't say that you fail anywhere, to be honest with you here, but let's continue. In the blog post, they announced that they were releasing a Blitz event to grant Red Letter Day event milestone points to eliminate ties. But for this event, there wasn't any mechanic to do that. So Scopely either designed a mechanic to eliminate the ties or put everyone with the same points in the same group and deliver the rewards accordingly. If that's too hard for you, if it goes beyond your capacity, how about not releasing events like that then? Which, of course, to that last part, there's no way that they're not going to release events like this. This is part of the FOMO to build in. They want players to spend to be able to kind of climb up these particular leaderboards here. There's no possible way that they're going to be able to do that. Yep, spend to upgrade your characters to get through a leaderboard. Spend to get extra points to get through a leaderboard. There's no possible way that they're going to get rid of that here. But you know, for a play like this, I can understand the frustration, right? You got the same amount of points as a person that is at 996, but yet you get pushed down here into rank 1046, and you're missing out on 1 diamond on Black Panther. You're missing out on 1 billion gold. And more importantly, you're missing out on 2,000 points and some shards that you could get for Black Knight as well, right? With 2,000 points that you could get to climb up the Red Letter milestone, which is definitely frustrating. And the reason why this is happening is because of their system, where it's just like, okay, based on your PID, that's how they're doing the ranking, right? It's if you have a higher PID, then you get the better rewards, or is it vice versa? But either way, they're doing it based on the PID. What I don't understand as to why they don't just make this simple little fix is that the player that has 996, if they have the same points as a person that has 1046, why not group those same people into the 500 to 1000 rank category? And then the person that has the lower points, that is at 1047, if that's the case, right? If they have lower points there, then you group that individual into the 1000 to 5,000 rank. I feel like that's a very simple and an easy fix for them to do, but they still have yet to be able to implement that. The PID thing is very frustrating. It was an issue in previous leaderboards, and it was kind of an issue in Cosmic Crucible a little bit here. But what they did is that they implemented a little bit of a different mechanic, right? So in Cosmic Crucible, if you tie with your opponent, you lose the matchup. You lose the matchup if your PID is lower, right? But what they implemented is some mechanics to make it better, that there, to a certain extent, that there really aren't that many ties that happen in Cosmic Crucible, the turn bonus points, things like that. They introduced some mechanics to make it a little bit simpler and a little bit easier, but they still haven't figured out this thing yet. If you're going to do leaderboards like this, like the Blitz milestone leaderboards, whenever you have Blitz rankings, why is it that they cannot group them in the proper category to then make that sort of specific, to make that difference for the players? Because otherwise it is very frustrating, if you ask me. I think that that's kind of a old method, and they've made some advances in this game now. I feel like this is a method that should be changed and could easily be fixed, if you ask me. But the next thing I want to talk about here is the Seeing Red milestone, and I've been getting a lot of complaints about this more recently, even with the last event, the last month-long event as well. And I think Mobile even talked about this past month's event, the Seeing Red milestone, which is for Red Goblin. And this is coming here from Donnie Mac. Let me upvote that really quickly here. Is anyone else short like 8,000 points from the final milestone that usually finishes the month-long events? I'm not sure if I missed something or not. I usually finish in the top 3% on the leaderboards, for the month-long event. Also, I was also short 1,000 points from unlocking Black Knight on the milestone 16 on the red letter event. I did all the excursion energy milestone, which I believe is the incursion and energy milestones each day. I just feel like I missed something because some people free to play did not get the unlock last night. So this has been a regular complaint here, and I've seen there's a lot of mess posts on Reddit specifically about this problem right here. But even like last month, there were a lot of players who were talking about, hey, I did everything in the month. What happened? Why was I not able to complete last month's event? Now, last month's event seemed very heavy on activity, and my understanding is that you're supposed to do moderate activity. And moderate activity in the game, like you kind of do all your dailies, you participate in the events, you do what you need to do there, and you're mostly going to be able to get through all of the milestones. But it seems like it is required that there's heavier activity to be done in order for you to be able to get to that last thing on the leaderboard. Now, I just completed this yesterday, I believe, and I think what really kind of pushed me over the mark was they gave out 45,000 points, I believe, to this milestone maybe a couple weeks ago or so. And that, if it wasn't for that, there is no possible way that I would have been able to complete this milestone, which makes me believe that they just screwed up the math on this one. And they've done it a couple times now with the month-long events. Yeah, I just came back and I've only participated in 2 of them so far. But even prior to me leaving here, it was kind of the same thing. Like you would do all the activities. And some of this, of course, is tied towards like your alliance, being able to get all of the points necessary. There was also some other incursion event, or we had to use incursion raid energy, not raid energy, but incursion campaign energy, where if you didn't do that, then you're also going to be short. There's a Friday free claims. There was a free claim that was messed up. And then, so it's like, what is it? Like, it's these events kind of see what I think is a little bit frustrating is that you don't really know how much activity you need to do in order to be able to complete the milestone completely. It's sort of kind of like you have to figure it out and sort of piece it along the way. And there's really no clear blueprint as to how much activity you need to do at the onset of the month in order for you to be able to complete these milestones. So I believe that that's something that I would like to see them implement a little bit more. Give players more of an opportunity to kind of know what's coming in the month. Yes, it might mean that you have to put out this really long blog post to give players an idea as to how many points you're going to be able to get from these milestones, and then in this week, and the next and then the next milestones in the following week. I think would give players at least some perspective as to how much activity they need to do, because it seems like even with heavy activity that players are still not able to complete these milestones. So listen, let me know what your guys' thoughts are here. Like I said, I feel like these are really simple fixes to stuff like this, and also probably just do better math so that players can actually finish it. Because like I said, if it wasn't for the 45,000 points that they sent out, I am not completing these milestones. And I felt like I was very engaged this month, and I was definitely going to be short if it wasn't for those points. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are here. I might, I don't know. I don't know what they need to do here, but there definitely needs to be some better communication on some of these activities. But appreciate you guys watching the video. For the most part, things have been okay, but these last 2 things here really kind of tick players off. So hopefully these are the things that they can get fixed. Hopefully there can be some compensation that's sent out. Obviously, that's the reason why I made these videos, or we as content creators, we make these videos, is to make sure that we're bringing these issues up to Scopely so that they can know how the player community feels. All right, guys, appreciate y'all watching this video. And as always, guys, y'all be blessed and y'all be safe.